Decisive to be more intentional when he takes his three. Somehow, in certain games, parang nararamdaman mo na kung nandun siya sa spot and after he's second guessing himself. No? Well, you know he's so much better than that. And his mechanics of taking shots, his activity of, running and hunting for his shots, that's gotta continue.
Coach Bataan got deeper in terms of their mix, but it's still the same wings. They actually take out Doc Vera, so there will be a lot more opportunity for Jeff Santos to actually step up.
And ang mahalaga niyan is, at dami rin kasi mga teams na nagpalakas na sa guards and wings, no? Kanina, yung Mindoro, man, that's a heck of a roster of wings. So, if you're gonna match up against those kinds of teams, especially if you head into the playoffs, then you gotta be aggressive as your end of the floor every time you get that opportunity.
Jeff Santos, so far, he is averaging only 3 points, already tying his averages. But coach, we do know the capability of Jeff Santos. We hope that he actually steps up in the next games.
No question. Can he score? The big answer is yes. But he's got to do it with more regularity and with a lot of confidence. Just like how, these guards that they have coaches.
That's right.
Coach Matt, and of course, Coach Augie. Goal right there by J. Mark and one of the tougher shots to challenge for Biñan.
In the power stretch on the floor from the middle. They don't move down. J. Mark and getting the 3 to Kabawan.
And right now, if you look at how Jamin Kabawan and Chris Xavier have been taking threes with a lot of regularity, you know there's a change in the manner of the offensive attack for Bataan. They would want their bigs to get those threes.
That's already going to be 3-point number 5 for Bataan. 15 of the 22 points coming from the outside para dito sa Bataan.
And then they're shooting in a very good clip. That's 50% on a 5 of 10.
Gimpayan gets the first. Gimpayan, 1 of 2. Offensive rebound by JJP though. Mark Pigres. Coach Jason Ballesteros, I forgot, he's still with Biñan.
Yes.
That adds to the aura of bigs na meron tong Biñan.
Oo nga naman.
Renzo getting the foul. 2 free throws para kay Renzo Subido.
Well, the first thing that Renzo Subido spoke after that foul got called, you know what I saw? I read lips. He said, arigatou gozaimasu.
Medyo nag-adapt na pala.
Nag-adapt na, arigatou gozaimasu.
On that 10-day trip.
Biglang naging Japanese citizen.
Japanese citizen na pala. Aking kaibigan na si Renzo Subido gets the first. But coach, I think he is one guy, stream ang subok at kompletong apply this brand ng Pilipinas. I think he is one guy that they were looking for in that loss against Batangas. Yes. That energy guy, that guy who can score off the bench. We saw the struggle offensively of Biñan in that last game.
Yeah. I clearly have memories of Renzo Subido when he was playing for Lourdes with his dad. He was just a young kid then, and we were going up against their team. And kita mo na agad yung promise until eventually I think he transferred to Sobel and UST. And you always saw that level of high IQ basketball, which I'd like to think he also took from his dad.
Obviously, of course, shout out Coach Henry. Yeah? He's watching right now. Jeff Santos. Jamil. Pressured by JJ. Coach JJ has been making life miserable for any of the offense.
And when you talk about the scrappy guard, that name's got to be on top of the list. It's JJ.
More than the pass. That's the action that Coach Mike loves all the time, shortening that offense and well-played high load. Yeah, maybe yeah.
And always puts you in a disadvantage on the defense because you wouldn't know where that ball's going to go. You short it, you get it directly to the guy who's cutting.
Yeah, now goes to Salazar all the way up. It's a miss. Mike with the rebound. Yeah, tries to go early. Rejects the screen. Lastimosa. It's a miss. Ato for the rebound. Nasa Bataan. Utoy. Crosses. Stops. Box. Too long. decides to slow things down. Neymar. Lorenzo. High ball to Green. Goes to the inside. Too long, but JJ gets the ball. JJ gets the ball.
You have to put that in the highlight reel. 4 Biñan players touched that ball, went from side to side, inside out, tough catch, and then that pickup, and that made 3 by JJ.
Not really the game plan, but there was someone ready for that open three. The name is JJ Pido, extending the lead to 10 here in the second quarter.
So yung mga nanalo po kanina mga idol sa NBA, 76ers kontra Cleveland Cavaliers, 101-115 in favor of Cleveland. Memphis Grizzlies kontra Brooklyn Nets, 115-126. Denver Nuggets kontra Oklahoma, 126-129 in favor of OKC. Golden State Warriors kontra Utah Jazz, 116-119. And New York Knicks kontra LA Clippers, 118-126 in favor of Clippers.
All love, all love, all love. And as you can, Alfred Flores being pressured by Red Toledo. Sit out, 1 second on the shot clock. 9. Fabio. Red Hot 6 out of 11 from 3 is Bataan.
He's gonna get you quality minutes, Dante Fabio, because, you know, syempre marami na rin mileage pagdating sa laro, but he definitely can hit those shots whenever available.
Agree by Johnny Lamawan on that popping back. Putting on the gas. So short. Bola nasa Biñan.
Oy, good evening sir, Andrel Ramirez. Good evening po. Go San Antonio Spurs, yes. Good evening po sir, and shout out po for you.
Hindi nagpapadali ang Biñan. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Same action, David Lasco. No, a warm-up yet for David.
Yep. But he is also one guy that Coach Boyd can actually hold on to when it comes to scoring. Travel. What's the ball on the floor?
Travel. Here, 2 seconds on the shot clock, 1 second, and Antepaño. Sakto. Ang pag-release ng bola.
It's a one full motion. You catch it, you go on your dip, and you release it.
Thank you sir, thank you. Andrel Ramirez, thank you sir, thank you for supporting me. Thank you very much.
Watching Air 21, Gary David, and KG Canaleta at the floor at the same time. This is really exciting.
Well, this is what you come for. You know, seeing Gary as well as KG, of course, the shooter and the former dunk champion.
There has to be a moment where there will be a one-on-one between these two, because these two are Philippine basketball legends in their own ways.
Oh, yes.
Gary versus KG. They go to Hubert. Defended by Nick.
Yep.
Good hesitation coming from Hubert. Off the fade. Goes in and out. Dante Fabio. Miss from Dante. Damian. It's a ball on the floor. KG. So much space. Ball spin. Just so much dito kay KG Canaleta. Power on that wrist.
That's one part of his game that he really added later on in his career. And he does have that really good release from 3.
Yung big threat para dito kay Biñan. They go to Chopet. Takes the handle. In and out. Get a handle of that basketball. Coach, dami na natin pinag-usapan ng Bigs. May Chopet Soriano pa. May Chopet Soriano pa. Parang hindi na umubos. Meron ka bang tinatago ang Biñan dito?
Oo nga eh.
Pipili din siya ng Alex Mills in the community.
Well, there's still Mike Maestro after though.
Oh, that's right. But Mike plays a little bit off the tree.
Off the tree, right.
Hindi naman masyado.
But very serviceable pagdating sa paint, no?
Our names for Biñan. Go zoom. The Chopet. Hilo is not available. They want to
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
against Hubert. Hubert standing his ground with help coming from Chris.
Shout out po again, Adriel Ramirez. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
There on the baseline side, understanding that Hubert was not going to allow that middle attack. And so you really got to protect the baseline drops there.
32 to 25. Only 7-point lead para dito sa Biñan. Commissioner Jefferson, Correta, Lauderdale Lubin, and the speaker here all in attendance in Biñan. Of course, our crowd enjoying our matchup today. We're coming off a loss, so I'm sure that everybody is excited for Biñan to get the win.
With kung ano yung naging finish nila last season, I'm sure a lot of the Biñan fans are really looking forward for their team in the national finals.
32 to 25, still in favor of Biñan. Matanda dito sa ating sports arena. Caballero gets the ball in. Uruguay gets Dante. Baseline. Play that short. Rebounded. Bataan. Fabio. Gary. Options. And once again, nothing happening for a second on the shot clock. Dante on the step now. It's a miss on the best offensive sequence.
Yeah, really good defense by Biñan. Zero paint touch in that sequence for Bataan. That's going to be a trouble. And everybody just kept, cutting, going to open spots, getting pin downs, getting early screens, getting a shuffle cut, but nothing inside the paint. That ball never went in there.
Good defense by Biñan in that last sequence. New member on the court para dito sa Biñan. J-Mark Magyari. Magyari. Goes to Pierre. Gotta go two-man game between Hubert and Chris. Not available. 1-on-1. Hubert tries to attack. Nothing there. Again, good defense. Being played. It's another miss para sa Bataan. Being the Chopet.
Somehow, offense has stalled for Bataan. Ang daming multiple dribbles. Not so much of hitting the open guys that's cutting. This ball settling from the outside.
Well, we're watching an offensive first quarter. Coach, now we have slowed down and both teams have tightened up on the defense.
That is right.
Javier, good seal, gets the foul and the bucket against Jopet Soriano.
Well, one might say Javier might be the most consistent of all the guys right now. Bataan. Diablo Flores right here. And a good seal of that pass. Ganda rin na timing na pass ang Diablo Flores. Had to get it up high over the hands of Jopet.
Jopet Soriano tried to front, no one was on the help side.
Yes.
So it's a foul in the bucket. Para dito kay Chris Javier. Javier in this ball game, 6 points, 2 rebounds. That's quality ball game for Chris Javier in the first half.
Shooting's been a challenge really for they're shooting only 30% while they do make 50% of their shots from these the perimeters, the tools that have really been tough for them.
They step through Jopet Soriano gets that shot 34 to 28 with a minute left here in the second quarter.
Shoutout po, Sir Anik, Barcelona.
Gary David comes from the outside. Challenged very well. Lamitin the capabilities ni Gary. Hubert gets in and Hubert pushes through with that burst of speed and Hubert turning back the hands of time, getting that foul in the bucket. Good panoorin din natin
first times in a very long while that we've seen a paint touch and a good finish by Ubercani for Bataan. That defense has really collapsed the paint for Biñan, but that time, that chase for space won by Ubercani.
14 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Of course, I want to say, young legs with Hubert Gani.
Oh, yes.
This guy is my matchmate.
Oh yes,
Bata-bata talaga si Hubert Gani. Get that drive on the other end. Caballero, quick offensive rebound.
and so if Ubercani's got young legs, that would make you younger legs.
Yes, yes. Always. Always.
Without a doubt.
From here, big handoff. 22 seconds here. Nick. What a pass. What a fake. Finishes the highlight.
Nakakadalawang highlight reel na sila dito. Another one by KG Canaleta. Again, a master of the footwork inside the paint.
Yeah, Hubert Gani pick and pop once again. Chris. 1 second. Hinayang si Chris Javier. Naman ang shot opportunity when they'll be going to the halftime down by 7. Talking about it on Bataan.
Oh, and you know, they had 10 less points compared to the first quarter, and you know, we'll see what adjustments they'll make come the second half.
38-31 still in favor of Biñan here at the longest play.
So ayan mga idol, halftime po tayo, 31-38 in favor of Biñan kontra Bataan. So sa mga hindi mo nakapanood kanina ng NBA, update po tayo. 76ers kontra Cleveland Cavaliers. Panalo po ang Cleveland sa score na 101-115. Memphis Grizzlies kontra Brooklyn Nets. Panalo po ang Brooklyn Nets sa score na 115-126. Denver Nuggets kontra OKC Thunder. Ayan, panalo pong OKC sa score na 126-129. Napakagandang laban po mga idol. At Golden State Warriors kontra Utah Jazz. Sinalo po ang Golden State Warriors mga idol, 116-119 in favor of Utah Jazz. At New York Knicks kontra LA Clippers, 116-126 in favor of LA Clippers mga idol. Okay mga idol, update po ulit tayo sa NBA kanina sa mga hindi nakapanood. Ito po yung mga nanalo kanina. May 76 Philadelphia kontra Cleveland Cavaliers, 101-115. Panalo po ang Cleveland Cavaliers. Memphis Grizzlies kontra Brooklyn Nets, 115-126. Panalo po ang Brooklyn Nets. Denver Nuggets kontra OKC, 126-129. Panalo po ang OKC. Napakagandang laban mga idol. At Golden State Warriors kontra Utah Jazz. talo po ang Golden State Warriors. Score po natin 116-119, tatlo lang po ang kalamangan. At syempre, New York Knicks kontra LA Clippers, 118 and 126 in favor of LA Clippers. Panalo po ang LA Clippers mga idol. So kanina mga idol, panalo po Mindoro kontra Bacolod. Ayan. Okay, remind po ulit natin mga nanalo po kanina sa NBA. 76ers kontra Cleveland Cavaliers, 101-115 in favor of Cleveland. Memphis Grizzlies kontra Brooklyn Nets, 115-126 panalo po ang Brooklyn Nets. Denver Nuggets kontra OKC Thunder, 126-129 in favor of OKC. Golden State Warriors versus Utah Jazz, 116-119 in favor of Utah Jazz. And New York Knicks versus LA Clippers, 118 and 126 in favor of LA Clippers. So palambing naman po ng kaunti mga idol sa mga nagtsatsaga po dyan makinig. Palambing naman po ng subscriber nyo. Malaking bagay po sa atin yan. Update lang po yung ginagawa natin sa mga nanalo. Mapa NBA man o mapa larong labas. Ayan mga idol. Kaya yan man po, palambing naman po sa inyo. Malaking bagay po. Pa-subscribe naman po. Konting antabay lang mga idol, half time lang po, pero maya maya mag-uumpisa na po tayo. Okay, back to the ball game tayo mga idol. Ayan. Mag-uumpisa na po ang ating third quarter. 31-38 in favor of Biñan.
Biñan, Mega, who again, they are up by 7, playing a better ball game, even with the threes made by Bataan, coach. Naman pa rin sa Biñan dito.
Oh, ganda ng field goal makes nila. They made half of their shots, samantalang itong Bataan beat from the perimeter from 3. A little bit of a struggle on their end of the floor. 6 of 13 from 3 itong Bataan, which is dun medyo maganda yung kanilang shooting, pero Biñan not so much. And it's been the inside points as well as the bench that brought that advantage over to Biñan. Guy is getting pulled out from the bench and producing so much for Biñan.
But Coach Bataan making 6 threes. It is keeping them alive here in the ball game.
Yes, indeed. Yun talaga ang kanilang parang nagiging, if it's discussion about points per possession, that's where they've been successful getting a lot of their points.
6 3-pointers plus 4 dito sa Bataan in terms of their 3 points made. That's why they are here, fighting it out. Game scorer para dito sa Biñan. No one in double digits yet. It's been a team ball game para dito sa Biñan. There will be no Robbie Darang in today's ball game, coach. He sprained his ankle yesterday. I was talking with him just a few minutes ago. So a lot of opportunity para dito kay Alfred Flores, Hubert Cani, and Tutoy Ramirez to step up and do uninjured Robbie Darang.
Yeah, 4 minutes for those guys, in my opinion. And why not? Somebody's got to step up to the plate in the absence of a Robbie Darang. Robbie, you get about good 20 minutes per game. Somebody's got to cover for him.
From the outside, only 2 made para dito sa Biñan in terms of them making the three-pointer. Coach Boyan looking for more options on that offense.
Well, the Risers' best three-point shooting actually came in the second quarter where they made 3 of their, I think, 6 attempts from there.
Flores trying to get the burn. Quick attack. Goes to Gabawan on the outside. It's a step. It's going to be a miss. Wala na sa Biñan. Trying to go early. Hand off to a re-screen. Shot it just could not get in control. Bumalik kay Bam. 3 dribbles. Bam. Under control. Naman. May pagkakataon. Bert, a little use of that body. No whistle is called. Now goes forward. Through the curve. This is his game. Mission for a foul from Jamil Gabawan.
And then that question remains unanswered. Who is to stop? Kailan ko kurba? Mababa. On a fast break, especially sa kaliwang side.
It's too hard, coach. Especially, you're right. On that left side, itong si Kendra Pacurva is just too strong. Getting too free throw.
And he's carried the load for Biñan really alongside si Ping last season.
Ronnie Alonte in attendance. Dito sa ating Alonte Sports Center. He is not in uniform.
Yes.
But he is still in support of your Biñan Megogi.
I think they're expecting a baby.
Okay.
Si Ron.
Buti ka pa, coach, updated sa kanyang bagay.
Alam mo ako, pagka wala akong oras, mga tingting rin ng mga different news sa celebrity.
Nice pass from Richard Maynes. Coach, alam ko tayo, pag nagka-chat tayo lagi.
33 and 40 mga idol in favor of Biñan. 33 and 40 in favor of Biñan.
Showbiz.
Shoutout sa'yo, kaya Pangilinan.
Yan, nalaban sa'yo pala tayo. Mga showbiz news. I didn't know that.
On the other hand, Hernandez stretching on the floor. Coach, that's really 2 outside shots coming from Big Boy Hernandez.
Oo. And yung kahilingan na yan, talaga naman binigay kay Big Boy at napakaganda ng basket na yan. Ako naman, ang hiling ko lang dito sa mga kasama ko, sabihin sa akin kung talagang pang showbiz ba?
Yan.
Wala na naman.
All in one ang mga usapan dito. It's going to be a foul call with Christian Malagasay.
There is a spectrum of topics that we
Yes.
have.
Ano naman coach ang ating front team ay talagang kompleto, pwede pagkwentuhan. From basketball to showbiz to everything under the sun.
Yes.
Pwede kami. Go back to basketball. That's the step. The explosive speed by Kendra Pacurva. Coach, I remember the Biñan versus Quezon matchup. So you see here the coaching staff, that shades of Coach Ogie Kumagi.
Yeah.
Really looking good on him. Going back, coach, that matchup of LJ Gonzalez and Keniro Pacurva.
Right.
That was one heck of a matchup
Yes.
in our Southern finals.
Yes, agree. And really, if you look at the personnel, halos nagka-cancel out. It was, in my opinion, the schemes of both the coaches, Coach Eric as well as Coach Boyet, na iba rin no?
So let's turn over first to our court side after Cristobal.
Round 7, this is just a 3-possession ball game. So ito ang naging mantra nga kanina nitong Bataan Risers heading towards here on our second half. In the dugout, Danny David gave us insights how their big guys can actually seal Biñan, but you have to tough natin first yung kanilang pag-box out, especially after that rebound in this fight during the first half. They had more outside shots. So, ang naging paalala ng coaching staff, no, is they have to attack the paint this time around.
33-44 mga idol, 11 na po ang kalamangan ng Biñan kontra Bataan. Timeout po ang Bataan mga idol. 1 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Ronnie Alonte in support dito sa ating crowd. You see that smirk. And of course, our MPBL VIPs, Commissioner Emerson Noreta, Zaldiria Lubet, and of course, Rudy Distrito, which nagpapa-message nga pala sila to Attorney Don Kapunan for a speedy recovery coming from Commissioner Emerson. So, Sir Don, they do wish you a speedy recovery coming from our VIPs here in the MPBL. So back to the ball game. 11-point lead for Biñan. So to Mitch. Little bump to Mitch. Feels that he has a hit. There's no whistle. Adi Luther, short. Christian now with the ball. Finally with the basket. It gets a whistle.
And that's the presence inside the paint. Coach Ogie and Coach Rudy have actually relayed to the guys. The possession game, you gotta be more active inside the paint, and Christian does not disappoint in this case.
But yeah, Christian Malagasay, since he played for the PBA, now he troops over to Bataan, 6'7", can stretch out the floor, has a lot of size, and adds to that depth of bigs dito Bataan.
Yeah, totoo naman. And you need that inside presence if you're Bataan, because you already have enough scorers outside.
8-point lead for Biñan, 6:34 in the third. The turnover, miscommunication from Warren and Bam.
Well, Warren tried to do a pass intended for Bam Lopez, pero it blew up on them kasi medyo mataas yung pagkaka-handoff ni Warren Bonifacius.
Opportunity for Bataan to inch closer this lead. Yeah, the shooter in Sazon. Post action. They're trying to create for Malagasay. Roca Curva, sprints. Too fast for himself. Goes up to Bam. Bam. Swipe from the back by Alfred Flores. Free swipe from the back by Kevin Roca Curva. It's speed on speed. And there is action on the inside.
Activity na yun. But you love that Alfred was already on a sprint. I thought he had advantage until that deflect from behind by Kenny. Really just hanging in there, staying in. And then ito na yung alabanan para sa bola.
Ayaw natin coach, mabilis na si Alfred Flores. Out of nowhere, Kenny Roca Curva able to swipe that ball from the outside. But the ball will stay with Bataan from the baseline. So to Malagasay, they really want to create for that post. Pagkabawan, using his body. And there seems to be an elbow down low. Warren is hurt.
Right through the gut of Warren.
The coaching staff challenged this call. Jamil obviously not happy with that charge call. But Warren was hit. Coach, let's see this again.
Yeah, meron muna unang bangga dito. That didn't matter till that spin. Oh, that was the one.
Elbow right through the gut of Warren Bonifacio.
Yes.
Is it enough for a charge or even an unsportsmanlike call? But coach, we know Jamil Gabawan. He likes that post, that spin going middle.
Yeah, that's a usual move for Jamil Gabawan. Well, is it a case of just hindi na anticipate yung bangga na yun or yung bump na yun coming from Jamil, or was it a case of excessive with the elbow for Jamil? It's very rare that. Oh, that's a non-sport right there.
The last foul on Jamil Gabawan has been upgraded into one sportsmanlike foul.
So they don't like the elbow, and it will be upgraded to an unsportsmanlike foul. Elbow straight to the gut.
Yeah.
So be 2 free throws and ball possession para dito sa Biñan.
I'm sure none of the coaching staff of Bataan would agree to that because they know the moves of Jamil Gabawan, the many times that they've scrimmaged, the many times that they've done that in practice. It's just unfortunate that it got called for excessive and lost the answer.
0 for 2 though for Warren Bonifacio. Still a little shaken up itong si Warren Bonifacio. Bataan will be trooping with that 3 big lineup once again. That minus Javier and Balagasay. Even putting Sazon at the 2. Coach, a lot of leg para sa Bataan.
Yeah, you like this matchup of the guards. Spain action right here.
Curva starting to attack. They go to Pamboy. 2 seconds on the shot clock. He likes that one dribble pull. It's a miss. Alfred goes forward to Mitch. Mitch getting ahead and getting a layup.
Athletic ability coming into full display for Mitch Minus. It was a foot race for that 50-50 ball. Got it and finished.
Mitchell Minus able to finish that fast break. Kevin Curva on the other end. Gets to step in, and Kenny just too quick, coach. Naubusan na tayo ng mga descriptions sa speed nito si Kenny Curva.
Pang-apat na season ko na dito pero talaga mauubos ang pag-describe mo dyan dahil tama naman talaga yung bilis niya. Mitch Minus this time was the one who got the basket out of transition.
They try a lot of different matchups for Kenny Curva, but no one has been successful. Manipay, the digital wallet built for the community.
38 and 44 mga idol.
Coach Gino
In favor of
Manuel.
Biñan.
My very beloved, I'm sure Coach Gino will be watching this after. My coach for 2 years in UPIS, an assistant to Coach Alan Gregorio. So, Coach, if ever you are gonna review this, Coach, I truly appreciate you.
Sana all may mga ganun taga-review, diba?
Go back to the ball game. Alfred tries to go to Sazon. Made away from Sazon. Using his shot up top. Hard to challenge if Sazon gets the 2.
5 na lang po, kalamangan ng Biñan.
Usually dominant scorer in sa Ives. And he's pretty good at making shots on the outside and can also put the ball on the floor and create shots for himself.
Sam Lopez.
Boy.
Goes to Pamboy. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Floater gets it to go. Pamboy Raimundo extend the lead to 7.
Classic Pamboy right there. Right side of the floor. Goes left with that handle. Finished up with a one-legged footer. A floater rather.
The best going back to that post. He has size advantage, so they try to take advantage of that matchup. Events once again. Coach, that's 2 straight baskets from both sides coming from Ibesado.
Oh, pero hindi naging madali yung pangalawa na ito kasi medyo he got pushed out, a little bit away from the post and he had to fabricate a way to make a shot.
Ibesado 6 points here in the ball game. Then the curve off the right. And they put Mitch Minus, who is long, who is strong, but still not able to answer the speed of Kenner Curva.
It almost feels like kung babantayan mo itong si Kenny Curva, kailangan parang halos steroid-like yung performance mo. May enhancement yan because he's really too quick and he's strong on the finish.
Just short on that last layup. It could be a foul. It's going to be a technical foul on Bam Lopez. Could be a review here.
And officials are discussing right here.
Bam Lopez was on the floor. Pinapit pa niya yung bola. I don't know if that's good. I don't know what the call will be. Let's watch it again. Short on the layup is Kenero Kakurva. Met was already able to get that rebound. There was no foul there. This is where the whistle will be. Oh, there is a foot.
there, oh.
There is a foot.
Yung kaliwang paa.
Might be an unsportsmanlike call dito kay Bam Lopez. Former St. Clair player, Bam Lopez. Boyd Fernandez. But Coach, I do like to talk about Bam Lopez. We didn't see this much. We didn't see this much burn, this much minutes kay Bam Lopez. But slowly, he is really improving his game. His speed is so much better.
Yeah.
There is more threats on the outside. Coach, ang ganda ng growth ito si Bam Lopez.
Oo, totoo naman yan. And I really was particularly impressed in the playoff.
Okay mga idol, 42-49 in favor of Biñan. Konti na lang po ang kalamangan natin. At mahaba-haba pa po yung oras natin, 3 minutes. And the third quarter. Ayan. Coach challenge po to.
Capability would give it more. But Coach, malalim rin kasi.
Number 8, Bam Lopez for tripping rebound.
But Bam Lopez, you see, tago na lang siya kasi panigurado, sermon to. Kay Coach Boyet.
Oo, malamang. Nagtago sa klase.
Yan, tinangatawanan na lang tuloy siya ni Renzo.
Tingin ko bibigyan ng mga Japanese lessons.
Yan, wala kang KitKat mamaya. Sorry, missed though. A little too strong para dito kay Yves. That could have been an opportunity for them to cut further.
This is still just a 2-possession game.
Third quarter scoring, 11-all for both of the teams. Go back to where it started in the third. Up 7 is Biñan. They hand it off to Yves. Gives it to Tutoy. Tries to go two-man game. Rejects the screen. Drives left. Couldn't make the basket, but he will troop to the line for 2.
Pero ibang klase yung depensa ng Biñan. Laying on the floor, there's really not so much space. The gaps are really plugged. And so, kung dadaanan mo yung depensa, lalo na yung corner defender, kailangan either mag-high rip ka, mag-low rip ka, get to your footwork or a change of pace.
Coach, I'm sure you watch Coach Boyet a lot because you're a Medista.
Yes?
Coach, is defense really the name of the game?
Championships that we won with him at the helm. And talagang namang walang kurap-kurap. Ang sagot dyan is yes.
But I got to experience him in NLEX before the PBA League. And doon ko pala nakuha ng konting glimpse si Coach Boyet. But when I watched him in San Beda, it was really a different story. Getting a lot of championships for San Beda. Turn around, Rinas. Early game, Hubert. Gives it back to Tutoy. Push shot. Too short. Luis Javier. Goes back to Tutoy. They're giving him the space. They want him to shoot.
Yeah, you gotta take it.
They go back to the post. One against Mike. Vader. It'll be a miss. San Beda versus JRU. JRU wins.
Oh, yes. Nakita mo kung gaano angat yung depensa para dito sa Biñan talaga. It has not been easy for any white-shirted Bataan riser player to try and create against that defense.
49-44, only a 5-point lead para sa Biñan. Renzo. Goes down to Jaymar. Goes back to Renzo. Re-screen, rejects. Goes to Carlo, 8 seconds. Screen has been hit. Carlo, two-man game finds. Right to Ulak, but just goes out. Magkakataon sa Bataan. Goes cross, Yves. Good recovery coming from JJ.
Boy, that's the second time I feel that Tutoy Ramirez has passed up a shot.
Yves, no, not passing up on the shot. Second chance opportunity para kay Chris. They go down low. That is a strike. Tutoy Ramirez. Point guard who can shoot from the inside.
Oo, totoo naman yun. And he knows where that contact is coming from. He knows how to absorb it and to work around it.
Tutoy Ramirez cuts the lead down to 3 here. Biñan loves that re-screen. They keep it alive. They drop it to Jaymar. Fourth. Second chance opportunity. Good for Jaymar Gipaya.
And because you keep on wondering kung sino ang titigil sa bilis ng sa Kenny Rocamuba. Somehow you're also amazed at the inside activity of a very slim Jaymar Gipaya.
Right, coach. Only 6'2" in height, but Jaymar Gipaya offers a lot on the inside. Averaging 7 points and 5 rebounds a ball game.
Yes. Tsaka yung offensive rebounding, yun talaga yung nagiging role ng nakikita ni Ane. Jaymar Gipaya na even in the early years na nag-cover as quickly as he gets it. You see that battle inside the paint, that feed over to Mike.
Extra action. Tutoy tries to stop it. NCAA pa lang siguro, coach, nagkatapat na tong dalawa. So, physicality is not new for Mike Mabutak and Chris Javier. Mike missing on first free throw.
At saka laki rin ang binibigay nito ni Mike sa kanila in terms of, experience inside the paint. You almost gain another thing on your team.
This is 2 on the free throw line right there. Hubert was 1-1 against Carlo. Use the time available. He crosses Carlo and there's a foul. That's only going to be team foul number 4. Next foul will be free throws para dito sa Bataan.
Scoring has really slowed down here in this quarter. Might be the lowest scoring quarter amongst all of the one that we played.
Bataan winning by 2, 13 to 15. 2 seconds, 1 second. Hubert for 3. Hubert got the lead for 2 there, entering the 4th quarter. But coach, Bataan winning the 3rd quarter by 2.
Yes, and a lot of their scoring has really come from inside the paint, nothing outside, and all because they've been relentless in attacking the paint since hindi sila makakuha ng punto sa labas. One might say the same for Biñan, pero the number of attempts really more for Bataan in this quarter than it is for Biñan.
5 points para sa Biñan. We have a ball game. We are going to enter the 4th quarter, 51 to 46 in favor of Manong. 51 to 46, still in favor of Biñan. Coach, a better 3rd quarter for Bataan.
Yeah, clearly. Yung improvements on the way they've attacked. The one thing that's really missing is the makes from the outside, which I like to think Bataan takes a lot of pride on. Because you have really good shooters.
4th quarter is among us. Again, this is, if Biñan wins, there's still a glimmer of hope. You see the numbers right here. Bataan winning by 2, a very low scoring 3rd quarter was in front of us. 2-man, hard pass coming from Renzo going to JJ Pido. But that 2-guard lineup, successful on that last play.
Yeah, almost everything pretty much exclusive inside the paint for Biñan. One might say even for sa Bataan.
They're going on a point guard post action. They kick it out. Coach, the guard posting up the big shooting from the outside.
Inverted post scenario. You got a smaller guard posting up and a big stretch guy in Chris Javier really just waiting on the wings, and that was a clear path of a pass headed Chris Javier's way.
See that modern day basketball, the point guard posting up, the big man ready for the 3.
Right.
And Chris Javier gets his 9th point of the ball game.
Yep. Javier so far is 3 out of 6 from there. So he continues with sensational shooting from the outside. Mark Fingers right there.
Mark Pingres. Coach, I think ang role ni Mark Pingres pag wala siya sa court ay mga Alaska. No?
Just lightening up yung MTV.
Nasa court, his role is to get the rebound, get them points, but when he's not on the court, kailangan lang niya ang mga Alaska. Pangkasar.
The lighter side of Ping.
The lighter side of Ping. Tutoy goes back to the post. They've been successful with this action once again. Tutoy taking it into Renzo Subido.
Post up, komportable rin talaga ito no? Tutoy Ramirez.
He's not that tall, but he has a lot of size and a lot of physicality to be successful. But talk about successful, Carlo Lastimosa off that foam. Ooh, Chris Javier, challenge well by Carlo.
Wasn't that a pleasant surprise to see Chris Javier rim running that quickly the other end of the floor?
That was a good pass coming from Hubert Tan. He just could not make the shot. It's Chris Javier, but the ball stays on the side of Bataan. Tutoy goes out to Carl. This time around, Chris with a fake, just in and out.
That's the value of Chris Javier. You hit him down on the low block, he can play with his back to the basket. You hit him on the wing, he also has that range. And I'd like to think itong season na to talagang intentional na yung pagtira niya sa labas. He's not taking long twos, he's taking threes.
Coach, I'm not gonna get tired of talking about this, but I love seeing Chris Javier healthy. We had him a few years. He's in and out of the lineup because of a lot of injuries.
Yes.
But here in the preseason, Coach, Chris Javier looks healthy this season.
Oh yeah, that is the intent, in my opinion, for the Bataan Risers. He is one of the primary pieces at the big man spot for the Risers.
Ryan, takes it out to Carlo. Two-man game, fought over. Hubert stayed in front. Good defense by Hubert. But there's gonna be a whistle right here. It's gonna be Onives Sazon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be Hubert Gani. I think it's on the delayed help.
Okay.
Sorry, the delayed recovery from the back, but he fought over.
Pero ang hirap ng pinagdaanan na yan ni Hubert. It was 2 screens. He had to go over twice. And the second one, definitely it's late. Normally, nangyayari dyan, yung unang screen mo, go under ka, pagka i-screen, saka ka pa-follow di ba? But this time, it's dalawang sunod na talagang hindi binitawan ni Hubert Tan. A for effort, but still ends up with a foul.
Coach Biñan loves this action. After a handoff or a screen, there's always a re-screen. How do you counter that?
Well, it's tough. You gotta need help from the other side. I mean, somebody's gotta plug in and then rotate. One might say maybe a really matters on the kind of philosophy defensively that you have for your team.
Cards like Renzo Subido, Carlo Lastimosa, Kendro Pagkurvan, medyo mahirap depensahan yung action na to. But so far, they're still up by 7 here in the fourth quarter. But foul will be called. Dives will go for 2. Makes the first. Sazon in this ball game, 8 points and a rebound. 1 out of 2. Not a lot of attempts coming from the outside, but the homegrown scoring better in today's game. This is on a second. Ito moves to Mike. Ooh, he just the left. Short. Rinas gets the rebound. Anim lang, lamang dito. Ani attacks. Shoot is the base. Goes corner. Next shot. Oh, not make it. Chris slips from the hand. Coach, to your point, that could have been a shot for two. Too long for JJ. Rebounded by Mike. Uses the right. Kaliwa o kanan. Mike always successful when he gets that space inside.
Yeah, I do understand there's always that one more pass philosophy for these guys.
Extreme ang sumok at kumpletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
But when you're free, you gotta take it. This one too.
Hubert from
There we
downtown.
go.
Hubert finally connects from the outside. Di makalayo-layo ang Biñan. There's always an answer coming from Bataan.
Yeah, it's the same look actually that Tutoy Ramirez had. Pero itong kay Hubert talagang it was a decision to take it.
Drop pass, no one was looking. Jamar, right place, right time. Jamar Gimpayan gets the 2. Oh, no one. Home on the side of Biñan.
Well, they've done that twice or thrice already. They anticipate that the big man rotate on a rim run is going to be late. Maybe thinking that Mike Mabula might not come in on time to defend that.
You know, coach, what scares me is the depth there and kamot sa ulo. I don't think that's a good if you're a player of Coach Boye.
Yeah, definitely. It means, depensa tayo eh. We've always put a premium on that. Another slip.
63 to 58, still in favor of Biñan, but there's only a 5-point lead. Akani tries to attack, but could not get in communication with Chris Javier. Chris wanted to go left, the pass was going right, turnover para sa Bataan.
Hubert might have been better off with Chris Javier drifting to the corner instead of rising to the elbow side.
Out is needed right here to slow things down, to reset and refocus. 63 to 58, still in favor. Biñan, nagawagi. Play continues here in the fourth quarter. 53 to 58, up 5 is Biñan. Zoom action. Carlo drives hard, left to right, gets the finish. It's Carlos Lastimosa.
Oh my, he's found a way to fabricate those shots. That hindi madali but always going that right side of the floor, originating from the left, he's been successful.
65 to 58. Every time Bataan tries to knock, pinapalayo ng Biñan. But Hubert getting 5 points here in the fourth quarter. He's trying to take over.
Hubert refuses to lose. Staying active here, down only 5.
Gipayan open on the outside. Not a usual shot he takes. It's a miss. Tutoy trying to run.
Run wide, you got Hubert on the other side.
Gonna go post to Jamil. There's a push. It's an obvious charge. They saw the advantage, but the pass was too high.
They were not that quick to get into their actions. Well, you got to credit the defense of Biñan, not allowing any opportunities for them to sneak in a quick action.
The troops to the bench here. Mark Malyari will add a lot of speed. It's a good matchup between him and Alfred Flores. Manipay the digital wallet built for the community. Carlo uses the screen. Finds an open Jaymar on the roll. And they finally connect on that two-man game.
Yeah, start with the stagger. That elevator by Carlo. That drive and that finish.
7-point lead. Malagasay from downtown. And Christian Malagasay, well defended, coach, but he makes the three.
Oo. Parang maganda pa yata yung shooting ng mga big sa 3 nitong Bataan than their guards.
The Bigs really stretching out the floor.
Yeah.
Mike. Ooh. Looks like it slipped his hand. Pero sakto pa rin. Ang floater ni Mike Maestre.
Oh, enough to make that shot.
Manny Wins it over. Hani from the corner, in and out.
I was gonna say, that's one of the favorite spots of Hubert Bani.
That right corner really is one of his favorites. Just in and out for Hubert, already halfway down. They go back to this horns action.
Yeah, the flex right here. Flex on the hand off, free
Arlo.
screen.
Goes to Biñan. Good help, but it's a hand touched here by Jamil Gabawan. He wants review.
Yeah, they wanted Christian Balagasa involved in that two-man action. And once you bring him up so high, then that's the time you can hit J-Bar Biñan on the rolls. Which in my opinion was one of the, correct me if I'm wrong, Coach, one of the things that Quezon did against
right.
Mark Bingris
That's right.
in that playoffs. They kept going to that ball screen and making Mark Bingris burn a lot of floor and the ensuing defense.
I'm sorry, a challenge is called here. I think they want to call it on the block. Might as well use it with 3 minutes remaining. We'll be back after the review.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There was no foul. Ball possession stays between
The
the
challenge on the side of Bataan. The challenge was successful. Question here is, the ball will stay
With Biñan.
with Biñan, but there will be no 2 free throws off the help of Jamil.
Oh man, I don't know about that.
Could there be a re-challenge of the challenge?
That was clearly a hit.
That was an arm. Yeah. But that is an unusual challenge to be successful for.
Oh yes.
But ball still stays with them. And Mike gets the 2. It doesn't really matter. They extend the lead back to 8.
Well, thankfully for Biñan, they got those couple of points back.
But boy, still not happy with that successful challenge. Obviously, an arm was hit.
Yeah.
They go corner to Mitch. Back to Alfred. High ball screen with Chris. That's the pick and pop they like. Chris Javier.
Favorite spot.
It's a good line. Just a little too strong for Chris.
Yeah. I think yung point of contention rin naman nila Coach Boyet is kung natawagan ng foul si Jamil Gabawa doon, pang-apat na niya yun.
Still have an 8-point lead here. Hubert pressuring. Carlo Lastimosa almost a steal. They
What
go
a
back to
pass.
Mike. He likes that short roll. It's a miss though. 2 minutes and 13 remaining. Hubert trying to run. Mitchell minus. In and out. Tries to attack. Fader for Mitch. Good for Mitchell minus.
That also is not a very easy make for Mr. Minus because for the entire time that he was planning that attack downhill, Kenny Rogohorba never left him. He just stayed right in front.
Not a lot of points for Mitchell minus, but that is much needed coming from him, putting the lead down to 6.
Yes, yes.
Send it up a curve. They go high-low. Malagasay. Ooh, there's a whistle. Once again, it's gonna be on Christian.
Veterano sa veterano, pero iba rin yung pinakita ni Mike Mabula. Makarinig ng pito, attempt ko na to.
Bataan could just not get the right mix of players inside. That could get them closer.
Oo. Yung merong magandang momentum ba para sa kanila? Well, dito mo mararamdaman the absence of, again, Robbie Darang, or may say even Chito Jaime.
That's right. Chito Jaime, I forgot, is also not playing here today.
Yeah, those guys can actually help out.
Or might be a good time to reach out for Gary David and his hot hand. Oh, 0 out of 2 for Mike Maestre. Leaves the door open para dito sa Bataan. Hubert stops, hops, makes. Hubert Cani able to maximize on that little space given by Carlo Lastimosa. 71-68.
Feeling ko tumingin muna dito bago tinira.
Trying to get some confidence in. Coach, this is a one-possession ball game, Coach.
Yep, indeed. You gotta get a good stop here if you're Bataan.
Kenny checks the screen, goes to Mike. Cross court, Carlo trying to answer. Eye for an eye, foot for a foot. Anything going, basta nagkasagutan. Itong Bataan at Biñan with that 3.
Yeah, and every time that a switch happens or a change, this was that clear, step in 3 for Hubert Cani. And then on the other end, the switches have really changed rotations, leaving that side of the floor, Carlo versus Hubert, which Carlo won, but I made 3.
Walang iwanan dito sa Biñan, sagutan sa sagutan.
(68-74), 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining mga idol in the last quarter.
Mark Fingers and the rest of the staff and the players of Biñan. Dami rin talagang players nitong Biñan, Coach. A lot are just on the bench supporting their team. They are up by 6 here and 1 and 10 remaining. Such a ball game. Up 6 in Biñan. Here, confused with what the play is. They go to Christian. He has some space. Left to the left on that attempt.
Boy, and they got Christian Balagasa in that shot because he hit one earlier. And so they wanted to test him on that sequence.
Actually, Coach, the execution was right. Just could not make the shot.
Yes.
Carlo, two-man game. And that Carlo to J-Mar connection, Coach, here in the fourth quarter. That's been killing Bataan.
Tsaka yung timing ng slip rin nito ni J-Mar Gimpayan talaga eh. And actually, you said na madulas itong slippery ito si Kenny Recocurva. Well, one might say the same
That's
for
right,
this guy
Coach.
right
That's
here.
right. That is a great comparison as well.
Hindi ganun kadaling i-box out no?
Just on the first though, talagang laging may konting puwang para makabalik itong Bataan. By the Risers.
68-75 mga idol.
Possession ball game, 75-68, still in favor of your Biñan.
The time definitely not on the side of the Risers. You gotta need a quick score here.
See what the play is. They go elevator to Ives. 3 seconds in. That's a quick 3. Just in and out. Buhay pa ang bola para sa Bataan. Too long as well. That's going to be a pull down by Ives. We'll just need 2 free throws for Jamar.
And those are a couple of good looks. We had Yves Sasson coming out of an elevator after a misdirect Iverson. And then Chris Javier was able to recover it. Took that second shot. Still missed it.
We are under 2 minutes, so we can review this. Let's watch this again. Jamar on the rebound. There's actually a pull down. I don't know if there was a foul called on Yves.
Yeah, may hatak nga ng konti dun sa kamay na yun. Ni Jamar Gimpayan. Again, a quick shout out to Myla Gonzalez and Alfie Gonzalez. The guys who brought us our little snack here.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Ang gusto namin dito ni Coach Mike. Meron kami konting merienda. All day with Bataan, so the foul will not be called.
But the ball will stay with Bataan. Right? Yeah.
So no foul will be called on Yves Sasson. There was a little pull, Coach, on the forearm.
Yes.
Pero yung out of bounds lang ang kanilang review.
They need a quick score here.
Hubert looking for a friend. Ball goes back to Hubert. Fader for Hubert. That's short.
That might be it.
Might be it. 22 seconds. They move on to the basketball. Coach, very quick. What excites you for Bataan come our season?
Well, the opportunity that they were able to explore here, understanding the things that needs to be adjusted and to improve on. Definitely, one is disappear knocking down threes from the outside. That's something that we didn't see from last season. And the potential of this trio of guards in Tutoy Ramirez, Alfred Flores, Hubert Cani, 4 of them actually, including Robbie Darang.
Biñan getting the win right here. Keeps them alive in that playoff race. Might be a very small line, Coach, but it gives them hope to get into the playoffs.
That's right. Really now it would matter on competitions in terms of quotient. Teams that will get involved in there. Who has the best quotient will actually get number 3.
And Biñan will win after a 16-point loss. But Coach, one guy stepping up in terms of scoring, in terms of giving that basketball, Carlo Lastimosa.
Yep, 18 points in 22 minutes, 7 of 13 shooting, 2 out of 3 from 3. Perfect from the line, has 3 assists, and really just overall timely shot making for a Carlo Lastimosa.
Carlo Lastimosa getting better statistics, needing that win for Biñan right here. Stepping up big time, and Carlo Lastimosa, one of the leaders in today's game. But with Carlo Lastimosa now is Daphne.
Maraming salamat ulit, and Coach Mike. Carlo, congratulations, no? Back-to-back losses na escape nyo yon. So far, sa tingin mo, ano yung key takeaways ng Biñan?
Siguro kaming sa preseason, kailangan namin mag-adjust sa lahat ng mga bagong players and bagong system ni Coach Boy. Hindi naman lahat bago So, yun lang. We have to build on this win and get ready for the season opener ngayong April 10 daw. So,
Of course, birthday din ni Boss Monching ngayon, and sa tingin nyo, saan kayo mag-celebrate right after this big win?
waiting lang kami pero kahit anong walang celebration or meron, happy birthday kay Boss Monching namin. Sobrang papasalamat namin sa'yo, Boss. Kung wala ka, wala rin kami dito sa team. Sa mga sponsors namin, Catman Barbers, Overbreak, Cohesa, 6ix9ine Pong, Biñan Tatak Gel, Mega Wagi, Base Motorcycle Tires, sa wife ko, si Leia, si Winter, si Leia sa bahay, and lahat ng sumusupport sa Biñan. So, thank you so much for supporting us.
Once again, Carla, congratulations for being our best player of the game. Monits, Coach Mike.
Thank you, Daphne. Thank you, Carlo. Pong, happy birthday, Sir Monching. And hopefully you are having a great day, Coach. We look at our standings right here.
Yeah, and it gets very interesting in Group A. There might be a chance for a triple tie involving, I think, Batangas, Jensan, and Mindoro.
Oh boy, that's going to be very exciting. Although on our Group B, Quezon is already assured of the number 1. San Juan is assured of the number 2. And Caloocan is assured of that number 3. So it's all about experiencing their last games. But tomorrow, we are not done. We have our games at the Pasay Astrodome in Pasay, Zamboanga versus our D-League team, Batangas versus Abra. A great one, coach. Battle for number 1 in their second game. In their last game, San Juan versus Pasay.
Lakas ng Abra mga idol, 6-0. Wala pa pong talo ang Abra. Batangas 6-1. Ayan, isang talo, 6 win. Pero ang Abra 6-0 mga idol, wala pang talo. So maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.